Alrighty, so welcome back on Array, and today, as you can see, it's the first time in my channel that I'm actually using slides or Keynote on my MacBook, and it's going to be a little bit boring because, well, I need to explain something, and slides is the best way to do that. So let's get started on some review. So recall that we know what is array, which is a better way to storing chunk of data. And there's two ways to create array, which is you can use create variable array name and equal to bracket item quotation mark item 1 comma item 2 etc. Or you can just use new array as JavaScript, it's a reserved word. You can see item 1, item 2. These are two ways to creating arrays. Next, you will learn how to access array. For example, you're going to type your array name, bracket 0, or your position number. And also remember, it's always 0 indexed, which just means it's always begin with 0. So item 1, it's actually item 0 for a computer. Item 2 is actually item 1 for the computers. And also we learn one of also important concept. It's called loops throughout the item in an array. So we use for and create a variable called a equal to 0 and a smaller than array name dot length. I'm sorry, there's some mistakes. So this is not like that. Gonna say array name. So we do this. So we a smaller than array name dot length will know, and it's right in bold, red bold dot length is a property, which I'm gonna go over this in just a little bit, and a plus plus, and for that console.log array name I. So what's essentially it's mean loops through all the character, all the items in an array and print them on the console. So let's do a try this. We're gonna create an HTML page with a heading with the text computer parts available and a script tag that's include external JavaScript file. I'm not gonna include external JavaScript file. So let's do this. So let's do this. I'm gonna go to my ID. Go to my IDE. And I'm gonna create a new file. I'm sorry, I'm still not sure you're using it. So we're gonna do this. So let's just say doc type HTML /HTML. Gonna save as. Does that want us to save it? So want us to save as HTML heading. With PR7 underline 1. So I'm just gonna say 7 under and yep, save it. So here's what we're gonna do. It wants us to create a heading. So we could just say h1 computer parts available. Good. I'm gonna create a script. create an HTML heading. So we're gonna create external node. So you're gonna create a new array. Assign to following values. So copy and paste this. And save our array. Alright, let's just say computer parts. Just use bracket. And we'll use quote. Item 0. Item 1. Item 2. Item 3. Item 4. Item 5. And power supplies. Alright. And then he wants us to display on the console. So we're gonna recall the loop bit. So our count equals 0. Count smaller than computer parts. Dot length. Recall dot length, just get the length, how many items in this array, and count plus plus console.log. I'm just gonna say computer parts dash I, and hopefully there's no error. Go to my console and let me save this, and let me view my HTML file. Okay, so it's supposed to display something. It's not. So we're just gonna do this. Gonna go here. I is not defined. Time to do some debugging. Oh yes, count. And let's save this again. And reload. Oh, that's weird. Alright, indeed. It's show on all the item. Monitor, motherboards, chips, hard drive, DVD ROMs, cases, and power supplies. Good, so that's how we create. Just a review of how to loop through all the characters. Remember the variable name was same as your loop variable name. Alright. So we finished this. So recall that we learned some properties. An array has have a various numbers of properties and methods available for use in your script. These allow you to do things such as add items, remove items, sort items, combine arrays, and more. Arrays has these properties, which show on screen, and method, which show on next slide, because arrays are objects in JavaScript. And to begin, you will take a look on array property, followed by array method. To take a look on this, we are not going to take a really look at inputs. Actually, we're not going to actually use them in this video on except lengths. So prototype, input, index, and constructor properties, they are somewhat advanced. But we're not going to go over them anyway. So constructor refers to the constructor function used to create an instance of an array object. Index is used when an array is created by regular expression match. Input is surprisingly exactly the same thing. And length, which is kind of a numeric value equal to the number of elements in an array. And prototype allows the addition to property and method in an array object. So you're going to learn more on the follow on the next videos or something like that. Further videos, so we're gonna dig in deeper on array and its property. But for now, just need to know length is enough. And here is a table of method of the array object. So what we have join, pop, push, shift, unshift, reverse, sort, concat, slice, splice, index of, last index of every filter for each map, sum, reduce, write to string to locale string value of. So that's a lot of method. And we may not be able to go over everything. And in fact, for today, we're only gonna go over four of them, which is maybe most popular four. But we will maybe probably at least introduce you with follow further videos, which is the next video gonna continue on array and on methods of array. But for now, we're just gonna focus on four: method, join, pop, push, shift. So let's talk about join method. So the join method is used to combine the item of an array into a single string, with each item separated by a comma default, where string send it as an argument. So let's take a look on what that mean. So I'm gonna go this. I'm just gonna create a new file. HTML. Indentation needed. No need for this line. Body. Alright, here we go. So here is our body, and I'm gonna type script. So here's what I want to do. I'm gonna create of the example is actually straight from our ebook. You can take a look if you want. So our fruits, I'm just declaring an array. Just gonna call it orange, apple, pear. And I'm gonna say var fruit string is equal to fruit the join, and take a separator. I'm gonna leave for nothing for now, and gonna say console.log fruit string. So what would you expect will be happening after I click this? After I run this program? Well, let me save as. So I'm just gonna go to my files, JavaScript, and it's gonna be join.html. And if we run this HTML document, and indeed, guess what we saw? We saw orange, comma, apple, comma, pear. And that's exactly what we want. Because that what join does. Join does change this to a string of values followed by a separator if specified. If it's not specified, like in this case, it's just gonna print out comma as our default value. So that is join. That is join. And we're going to do another one. We're going to keep moving. So this is join. We have pop. So the pop method is used to remove the last item from an array. If you assign the result of the method to a variable, the pop element will be returned and assigned to the variable. So what's that meant? Let's take a look. So I'm just gonna copy paste. New file, save as. Gonna say this time we're gonna do pop.html. So here's what we're going to do. The thing gonna be saying. So the array gonna stay the same. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a variable called our picked fruit. So pick that kind of fruit, and it's got fruits.pop. And console.log pick fruit. Alright. What will be happen after I click this? Well, let's recall the definition really quick, just in case you forget. So the pop method is used to remove that last item to an array. Or if you assign this method to a variable, it's gonna be popped and dropped. So it's gonna assign the last item in that array to this variable. So if everything run correctly, yes, indeed, we see peer, which is last element in that array. Alright. Next, we are going to learn push. So push method is used to add item to the end of an array. The arguments sent to the method are the new item that you wish to add to the array. If assigned to a variable, the method will return the new length of the array. Alright. So let's do this. I'm going to do several examples for this one. File, save as. I'm gonna say push 0.html, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete one element from my array. And here we go. We got our fruits equal to oranges and apple, and I'm gonna say fruits the push here. So, what do you think will happen? Well, we cannot technically tell, but if I consider log fruits, what do you think will happen? God, really? Why cannot save this item anymore? Oh God. So let me just preview it. Alright. So you saw array, and we click it, and now you see the position number 0 is a string called oranges, position number 1 string called apple, and position number 2, with choice the element just pushed, is called here. Alright. So good. Good. And let me save this as. Gonna do this. We're gonna say push 1.html. Alright, so let's take a look. Let's do a doc type first. And HTML and body scripts. Alright, here's what I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna say var fruits equal to bracket oranges. I'm just gonna say orange and apple. And fruits the push could appears and grapes. And this time I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna create a variable first. So let me var fruits push. You could do this. And let me console.log fruits push. Alright. So a lot of things has been going on. So what happened? Well, now you can see there's two major differences happened. I pushed the two items into my array, and then console.log not the array anymore, but the fruits underline push. So what would you have? What will happen? Ooh, it gave me number 4. So if you recall, it said, if assigned to it a variable, the method will return the new length of the array. So indeed, after push 2 more items, 2 plus 2 equal to 4. So now my length of this array is 4. That's why it gave me number 4 back. Alright, interesting, right? I don't know why it's giving me this error. I'm gonna make a feedback. Alright. Alright, next we are going to do a shift, which is a final method we're gonna learn today. So the shift method is used to remove the first item of the array. It returns the value of the item that was removed from the array. So this really is a straightforward one. So if I did this, doc type HTML, HTML/HTML, file save as, file save as, shift.html, you got a head, got a body, script, and here's what we'll do. I'm gonna save our fruits equal to oranges, apples, and pears. And this I'm gonna save our picked fruit. It's going to be fruits.shift and console.log picked fruit. So after I run this program, here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna give me, oh, I spelled orange wrong. It's gonna give me oranges back because the shift is picked the first element for me. Alright, good. So now we're gonna move on to a simple edabit challenge. So create a function that's accepted in an array and return the last element of the array. So if you recall that, and this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to know that, please try solve on your own first, which pause this video first. And if you don't want to do that where you already solve it, which is great, we're struggle on it, here's how to solve it. So a last item, and just simply gonna say array pop, which is a method we just learned today. And if you forget that, don't worry, just look back. So array pop, recall, just get the last elements, literally. And if I return last item and check it, and run all the tests for me. And indeed, that's the answer. So after submitted, and this is really easy. And yeah, that's just a simple debit challenge. And I think I recorded a really long video today. So next video we're gonna keep learning. We're going to keep learning array. Thank you for watching this video.